This is why I train in martial arts. This is from the Active Self-Defense channel. I believe that's what it's called. I'll put a link to the full original video in the description. But I'm calling my reaction to this. This is an instance when martial arts is actually better than a gun. Because from what you're about to see, if the defender had empty hand techniques, he could easily jam that board because a board with a long board, you're going to see it. That type of thing doesn't work well in small spaces. He was trapped in a small space. So he could have gotten out of the car, even just did a simple stiff arm to hold on the board and came over top and just hit like this, and he probably would have taken care of the attacker. Okay? I wouldn't say it would be a good spot to try too many high kicks, but definitely even a knife hand block, using it to press, or just a stiff arm to hold the board down, coming over top to hit the guy, and then maybe doing some low to mid-level front kicks to the inner thigh, groin area, and the knees would have brought the attacker down. The attacker would still be alive. The defender would be out of jail. So let's see what we're talking about here. And the main concept, too, that he has at the front of the video, that you've got to know when to turn it off.
Hi everyone, this is John with today's active self-protection lesson. Today's lesson comes to us from Israel, and it's a sad one where a self-defense situation turns into what certainly looks on camera like murder. We're going to learn some important lessons here about transitional spaces, about imminence and when is the right time to defend yourself, and knowing in the most important bit, not only when to start your self-defense, but when to end it so you don't end up in jail like the defendant here. The actors in this video, the guy in the car that's just about to stop here and the guy in the black car, have a long history. If you go read the news story, they have a long history of animosity to each other. And the guy in the black car is tired of it, so he's going to go and get a large stick out of his trunk and attack this guy in the white car. And he thankfully doesn't get him there. And the guy in the white car has a gun in the car. And you could...
Now you see, he used the car. He already stopped the swinging of the board. That means, in my opinion, he really didn't need to get the gun. And I'm wondering if he saw that guy in the black car behind him. And he was just itching for a chance to use the gun.
See him right now. He's going for it and going for it and getting it. And boom, right there he shoots him once, shoots him a second time. And now he puts a third one in the back of his head. Now the other people are going to come around and try to take the gun away from him. And this one's over. And the guy in the white shirt from the white car was arrested for this one, and I want to talk to you about it. First of all, got to remember that your car is a transitional space whenever you pull in somewhere. Secondly, these guys have a history, so if you're paying attention, you have good awareness, you see somebody you got a history, pulls up behind you and starts getting something out of their trunk, your alarms should be going off like crazy that something is not right.
Could have pulled off
take defensive action to
right
protect
over here.
yourself. So now as he comes, we see that this guy here in the white is stuck in the V of his car door. That's a very bad place to be. You got to do one of two things here. Either get back in the car as fast as possible or charge him so he can't get you with that distance tool. He tries to get back in the car a little bit, and thankfully the car door protected him. May not have protected him if his attacker had chosen to go over the top with that stick. Now I want to talk about his follow-up actions here because this is 5 long seconds. So he gets back in the car and he's trying to get his gun out. 5 seconds it took him to get his gun out and on target. That is an absolute eternity in a defensive encounter. Keep your firearm on you and in a ready-to-fire condition.
Now see, that's what happens when you rely too much on a firearm. This block that everybody swears is so fake, basic one-on-one. I'm going to stop recording now so I can really get fully into this rant. Hold on, please. All right, look. Let me move back. This block, up block. Let's say the board hit his arm, which if you are properly trained, it won't, because you would know to come up close so that the board, you're not blocking the board, you're blocking the part of the arm that's swinging. So that means if I was hitting with something down like this and there's something object in my hand, I'm not going to block the object, I'm going to block under the wrist here, okay? Even up block to attack punch would have done it. So from both realms, well, both major realms of this, of what I teach, the two main styles. This from Taekwondo / karate, whatever. Up block to attack punch or reverse punch probably would have stopped the attacker. If you want to come from the grappling background, covering up, grabbing the arm that's trying to swing, the stiff arm it, push it down, come over top to hit, would have stopped it. In this video earlier, I don't know if you heard it or not, the narrator called the board a distance weapon. It's long. It's very long. It's not meant to be used in a small space. And I don't know if you can see or not in this video. Okay, right here, he gets the board. I guess he's pausing it to show. He's pausing it to make a point. I turned down the sound because I really want you to see it. See, he hit the thing right there. You see that? Ah, mess up. When he hit the card, when he swung the board to hit the card, there we go. Right? Is that it? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Right there. See right in here? He swung the board across to try to hit this guy, and he hit the car door. That was the moment for him to push down on the board with one arm and swing over top. Now, I normally don't preach what they call preemptive strikes. There are a bunch of political reasons why I personally do not do that. You can kind of guess what they are. You look at me. But I typically don't teach preemptive striking. However, I'm going to go against my normal brain, and I'm going to say that considering the history and the fact that guy had that board in his hand, I think a preemptive strike could have really solved it. He could have came in like that and it'd been over. Just your simple attack punch, one of those launching punches. Bam! The guy with the board would have been done. That would have been all that was necessary. You didn't need to shoot the guy. There was no need to go back in the car to go get a weapon to come out and shoot. If you had empty hand skills, in addition to carrying a firearm, you'd have been safe. Or you know what he could have done? He could have drove off. It doesn't look like there was much room, but if he's trying to block him in and he stayed in his car, he probably could have backed up, moved out, done like maybe a 3-point turn or something and gotten out of there. And see, now, let's say he did a 3-point turn to try to get away from the situation, and the guy with the board still got mad. What are you doing? And started hitting his car with the board. Then he probably would have had more of a defensible action in terms of reaching for the firearm. And also, there were 2 other people there. They probably would have been able to break it up before he even went that far, if he wasn't so quick to shoot. Now, despite all that, and this probably will make me look bad, but if I were on the jury, I still wouldn't convict the shooter because technically he is defending himself against somebody that's got a deadly weapon. So, like I said, this is one of those rare instances where it's actually better to use martial arts than a gun. I am not anti-gun at all. I'll just leave it at that. But I trained in martial arts. This is why I train in martial arts, so that I can protect myself without having to kill someone, stay out of jail. Peace. Oh, here's a bonus thing that just came to me, and I may be totally tripping here. I wonder if the defender had grabbed the wood that the attacker was trying to hit him with, and then attacked the wood pressure point, would that increase the energy output against the wood? Would that be using 5-element theory? You're touching wood, you attack a wood point. Or should he touch wood and then attack an earth point? If you know the answer to that question, let me know. Peace.
Go to the Temple Hills Community Center and register for the Taekwondo class. Call 301 894-6616. You want to find out more? Go to cecilryu.org, ccbu.org. Peace.